Have you ever received news that you really didn't want to hear? Maybe you didn't get the promotion you were hoping for. Maybe your favorite sports team lost the championship. Maybe someone gave you honest feedback that hurt your feelings. Or maybe you realized you made a mistake that was completely your fault. You don't like it, you don't want to accept it, but deep down, you know it's true. Americans have a very common expression for situations like this. We say, "That's a tough pill to swallow." Now today, I'll teach you what this idiom really means, how Americans really use it. We'll go through 3 realistic stories. I will show you some common mistakes English learners make, and we'll finish with pronunciation practice. Let's get started. So what does a tough pill to swallow mean? Imagine you have medicine. Some pills are small, easy to swallow, but imagine that someone hands you a huge pill. It's difficult, maybe uncomfortable. You really don't want to swallow it. And that's exactly the image behind this idiom. When Americans say, "That's a tough pill to swallow," they mean it's difficult to accept an unpleasant truth, disappointing news, or an uncomfortable reality. And I want you to notice something important. The situation isn't physically difficult. It's emotionally difficult. You're accepting something you wish weren't true. For example, I didn't get the job. My business lost money. My child is growing up. My favorite restaurant closed. My doctor told me I need surgery. These are all examples of things that can be a tough pill to swallow. Now, let's look at some real-life examples. I want you to imagine David. Now, David loves hamburgers, pizza, French fries, desserts. At his yearly physical, his doctor looks at his blood test. The doctor says, "David, your blood sugar is very high. You need to change your diet immediately." David sighs. He knows the doctor is right, but he doesn't want to give up his favorite foods. Driving home, he says, "Man, that's a tough pill to swallow." The difficult part isn't hearing the doctor. The difficult part is accepting that he needs to change his lifestyle. Now let's picture Susan. And Susan owns a small coffee shop. Business has been slow for months. She studies the numbers, talks to her accountant, looks at every possible solution. Finally, she realizes she has to close the store. She tells her employees, "I never wanted this to happen. Closing the shop is a tough pill to swallow." She isn't happy. She wishes things turned out differently, but she's accepting reality. And this is exactly how Americans use this expression. Imagine Sarah. Sarah has worked at her company for 5 years. She works late. She helps her coworkers. Everyone tells her she is going to get promoted. Finally, promotion day arrives. Her manager calls her into the office. He says, "Sarah, you've done excellent work, but we've decided to promote someone else." Sarah feels shocked. She honestly believed the job was hers. Later that evening, she tells her husband, "I worked so hard. Not getting that promotion is a tough pill to swallow." I want you to notice something here. She isn't saying she's physically sick. She is saying it's emotionally difficult to accept. Let's look at some common mistakes that English learners sometimes make that you want to avoid. We wouldn't say, "This math problem is a tough pill to swallow." A difficult math problem is simply hard. You're not accepting bad news. How we would use this idiom instead would be to say, "Finding out I failed the test was a tough pill to swallow." Now you're accepting disappointing news, and this is how we use it. Another mistake to avoid is that sometimes people use this idiom for anything that's unpleasant. Remember, it specifically refers to accepting reality, accepting criticism, accepting disappointment, or accepting bad news. And it's emotional acceptance, not physical difficulty. Now, let's work on your pronunciation. Repeat after me. It's a tough pill to swallow. It's a tough pill to swallow. It's a tough pill to swallow. Idioms are one of the fastest ways to take your English to the next level. For those of you that are really focused on improving your English, make sure to take a look at my next video.